Welcome back one more time to the table. We are going to play scenario 1 of World at War Storming the Gap. We have a bunch of up here, because they're going to move initiative first. We're going to go ahead and shift the camera up on them. But they are a bunch of Soviet T-80 tanks. There we go. And they're going to come onto the board as an activation because they have initiative. And then after that we'll do the draw and see who goes next. So we'll go ahead and start with them. Now they got 6 movement points. Moving into the clear is 1. I've got the terrain effects chart here. Let me tell you, there's a lot of terrain on here. So with a road, I just want to check, was there anything special for road, or did that just let you go through cities? Hill, city, hill. I don't see a specific for road, so that's good. I guess because we're platooned, it doesn't matter. We'll just move along. There could be something for roads. Yeah, so I was going to say again, all the mistakes, feel free to point them out so I can learn and future generations can learn. But I was looking to remind myself if roads gave a bonus to movement, and I don't see roads as a separate thing on the terrain chart. So I'm just going to count it as clear, unless it helps you get through cities or something to that effect. Yeah, I was looking here at the bottom. Amphibious transports. Yeah, we'll just go with that. So roads, so we can just move along roads through a city at 1. Okay, so how do we want to do that? Because, well, you know what? Who cares? Strategy. What's that all about? We're just gonna move. We're gonna follow a road. So I'm gonna bring on these two platoons right here. Oops, don't move the map too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there was something about bridges and crossing bridges, but at the moment there's no line of sight because it goes blocking right through the city. So they're going to have no problem moving up there. Then we're going to have some more. Now I just got to remember stacking limits here. 1, 2. Well, see, I got to use. Yeah, if I come through here, because this is the northeast corner that I'm assuming for deployment, we can come around here, drive through. I don't want to get stuck trying to cross rivers because, well, no bridges and these are not amphibious. So we'll just go. Do you think that'd be too far south to be called northeast? Yeah, maybe. So we'll just come down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, now a person could argue about shooting through the wood portion of the road, the open portion of that woods there, for opportunity fire, but I think we'll wait. Now I got to put ops complete. Now I pulled out this here. I didn't have a bunch of these pre-punched, so we'll just put, ops complete because they moved. Ops complete, so you moved. And then I'm trying out the new backing so I can put the counters back and still keep them in here. Okay, then we move these 2. Yeah, so we'll come in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't move uphill, not enough to move into the woods, so we'll put you here. So we'll get them an ops complete. Oh, well, that sucker flew out of its little spot there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A little all by himself. Let's see. Getting a beep. Let me see if that's the wife. No. But I got a comment. Yay. And clean up 302 megabytes of junk. Yay. Okay. And more tanks. 1, 2. Well, now that I've set up, this isn't too bad because they could just rush this way along south, bypass my little defense, and we would be none the wiser because they're all protected. That might be what we do. So we're going to come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I didn't see that you can't ride the half hex of a map edge, so we're going to ride the half hex of a map edge. Alright, cool. That would be the initiative. I'm going to keep those markers there. Now, I could have drawn a card for the initiative phase, but I kind of knew a little bit about what I wanted to do with these forces, and mostly because I forgot that I was using the cards. When I play solo, I'm so used to playing solo here, but I figure the initiative phase will let me put the troops on the board. Then I can worry about drawing the AI for each individual stack as we move forward, and then see what craziness happens. So we've moved them. Now, with that in mind, we can move on to the first turn, and I've got the play aid here for the sequence of play, which is quite a bit. So we did initiative. One side has the initiative. They did their thing. Phase 1, begin the operations phase or continue it. After card activation completed, draw a card from the top. If it's an in operations card, if it's the second card, then we're going to end it, but we'll see what happens here. Then I don't have close air support, I don't have electronic warfare, I don't have the battlefield event. Basically, we're going to go right to a formation activation. So what do we get? First card, I'm just going to bring it over for you. Bam! Surprise! It's the Amerikanski. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. They don't have anybody on the board. Their little leadership token here, the headquarters. And so I was going to drop it, deploy it here, because they have a range of 5 and then skill checks of 7. That means I can activate safely everything within this 5. And then, well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they are in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just checked over here down south a little bit where I've got the, oops, where I've got those deployed. This is actually, they're all within 5. Holy cow. I did that better than I thought. I deployed them out and I didn't realize that would be that well. All right, cool. So they are all in command. Which means I'm going to try to shoot. Does cultivated, I don't know if cultivated is a can't think of the word, not concealment, but one of the obstructs. No, it does not. Yes, it does. Cultivated obstructs. You can see like through one obstructing, but 2 obscures. Alright, so we can't. Too many cultivated fields in the way. So not quite a good spot. I was hoping he'd be able to. So honestly, there's nothing here that any of us can do, except possibly the Abrams would be the same situation. I could shoot up into this guy here, because I could just say I'm shooting along the clear part of the road into the woods, which would probably give him some kind of woods bonus, and then that's probably what we'll do. Woods will give, no, helicopters can't move in, but I'm going to look to see if there's a defense bonus for vehicles, plus 1 die 6. Woof. So that's basically 1 additional die they get to roll. Alright, that's fine. We'll go for it. Alright, now, oh wait, I think I saw something here. Plus 1 die 6 if attacked from downhill. Oh no, that's if someone was down below them shooting up at them. Okay, that's fine, because that's kind of like their hold down, which we are shooting down, so nothing there. Okay. Good, that's what we'll do. So we're going to take this Abrams unit and shoot into here. I guess I can take the ops complete off because they're done for their initiative turn. And I probably didn't even need it for initiative, but I just did that as a way to, you know, get some of those out of the little sprue and onto the board. Alright, so how far are we? 1, 2, 3. Yep. Oh, I was looking at this hill. Would that obscure? I just noticed the hill here. Maybe we won't be able to shoot at that either. You know what? It cuts through that hex ever so slightly, barely. So we're going to say it blocks. It was almost a clear shot, but when I got to look again, right there, it cuts, just barely cuts through a corner of that hex. So in a way, that's kind of blocking. All right, well, Alpha 111th, they're going to not do anything. All right, so let's take another I'm going to discard them. They're done. Discard. Next unit. Formation. Again, that was a waste for the Americans. Same thing. They could refresh and do stuff again, but I could have moved somebody, and then maybe if I was lucky, you know, we could have gotten to this 2 in a row, but no. So this first part of the game, the Americans are kind of stuck. Hey, look, and then it's the Soviet Union. All right, so we're going to leave that here because we have to make decisions for all these forces. So here come the solo cards. We're going to start with this guy here, closest, so we'll do him. It says, what's his range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If half or shorter would be like close. So this is out to his regular range. That's yellow. It says fire. Off-board or on-board indirect fire, we don't have. He will do a move and fire. Okay, that we'll try because he's going to move up a little bit and he's going to give it a shot. I can deal with that. So I'm going to find the move and fire play aid because they have one here. Any ground unit with black, green, blue, or green AP, and they have orange. Oh. Okay. Here. Soviet Pact Allied unit with orange AP, which they do have. It's -1. That means their sights are probably a little bit better. -1 FP dice minimum. Expend at least 1 movement point up to half. And they expend more than half. Alright, so they're going to lose 1 firepower die. 1 firepower. So they're actually going to move up a bit. 1, 2. Now that does put them in range for opportunity fire from the Jeep people. And possibly fire from the Abrams. So let me refresh myself on how to do that, because I think we'll opportunity fire into that stack, and then they'll go ahead and do their move and fire according to the AI card. So I'll be right back. Alright, so if I'm reading this right, basically I can just pick any unit I want, but it can only be 1, so I can't have the Jeep and the Abrams fire at this moment. So if the Abrams fires into the stack and causes a hit or something like that, they'll stop moving, or at least the unit I hit will stop moving. Then if the other unit continues to move forward, which it probably won't from that point because it wants to shoot, but if it did, then the Jeep could fire. So I have to decide, is it going to be the Jeep or is it going to be the Abrams that fires? The Abrams has a better attack value. No, the TOW does. TOW has a better attack value. So we're going to go with the TOW. So it's got 13-4. Let me double check what the point blank, because there's like short range. Just want to make this down, right? New thing. I don't want to get this all confused with other rules. Alright, so point blank is going to be -1 to hit. Probably didn't need to move that close, but we did. So their range is 13, so point blank is half of that rounded down, so it's 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So easily within the point blank range. They get 4 dice. Oh, I should have opened this ahead of time. I was using some smaller dice, but we'll use the dice that come with the game here. So we'll do blue for America. Ooh, those sound nice. It's got 4 dice, and they hit on 4s because it's point blank. It says they hit on 3s, which was a terrible roll. So that's 1 hit. We're just going to shoot at this top unit. They get, for defense, looks like 4 dice, and they defend on 5s. And since they're in the open, there's no defensive bonus for that. Yeah, isn't that what it is? They roll 4 dice, or do they roll 1? I think they roll their 4 dice, and then each 5 blocks 1 hit. Oh, unless you roll 3, 4s, 2s, then it doesn't matter what you roll because that's less than the 5 that they need to score a defense. So one of those guys becomes disrupted. So I'm going to put that here, disrupt. Let me pop that out. And we're going to stick that on the bottom. Now technically that one would have to stop moving and it's not going to be able to fire, but we just did an ops opportunity fire with him. So now they're now in range and they want to hit. So it increased their to hit number by 1 because they were moving. Or wait, what did it do? Or it decreased their movement dice. Oh, I can't remember everything I read. Hold on. I just saw that too. I just read the little chart to you as well. -1 firepower die. Okay, so let's look at their firepower die. Now they also have a rule where they can fire in salvo because, let me just shift the action a little bit more here. Because it's 2 of these Soviet tanks stacked, that would bring their firepower up to 4 as long as they're stacked, but -1 because they moved, it's back down to 3 dice, and they hit on 4s. Now they're point blank as well. Who do they want to shoot at? They're going to shoot back at the little tow jeep there. So they're going to have 3 dice, 4 dice because they're point blank. +1 for salvo, -1 for firing on the move, and then so that backs down to 3, and then I guess there are 3. Man, I'm overthinking it. They have 3. They got 1 for the salvo, so that would have been 4 dice they roll, but because they moved, they're back down to 3. Okay, 3 dice. So point blank brings it to 4. That's what it is. They had 2 positive modifiers, point blank and salvo, and then subtract 1 for moving. All right, I think that's it. And they hit on 4 pluses. That is 2. Okay, now the Jeep, because they're in woods, let's take a look at what they get as far as defense in the woods. They get defense 1. Oh, this is going to be bad. So they get one defensive die for being in the woods. That's not good at all. If they were in a city, they'd get 2. All right, so they're going to get 1. They get a save on a 5. It says S. Let me see what S means. All right, I'll be back. It's not a 5 or a 6, so I know they're going to save on an S, whatever the heck that is. Hold on. Okay, so I partially remembered. So S is soft. That means they get the defense based on the train chart, which is what I thought it was. And then they roll only 1 die 6, but they save on a 5 or a 6 because they don't have any kind of defensive number values. So do we get to, we had 2 hits. Let's see if we can cancel 1. Nope. So they take 2 hits. So they're going to become disrupted and, ooh, it's a 1-step unit. So they're dead. And I believe because that's a vehicle, they're going to get a wreck. So I'm going to put them right there for a second. I'm going to grab a wreck marker. So we're going to pop the wreck out like that. This will go into casualties. Oh no! Alright. Well, we didn't need a disrupted for them or anything like that. Okay, cool. Now, I did forget, and I was going to do it after this. If they survive, I was going to check to see about a low ammo, to see if they're affected by low ammo. But I would say, in a way, yeah, they got affected by low ammo for sure. Alright, so we'll just put ops complete on them. Good. Alright. Good job, AI. Okay. So this will go in my AI discard. We'll grab... Oh, you know what? This person was here. I knocked him off. Okay, so here we have... We're going to do for this stack... They are, just to check the range, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have a range of 12. So they're over, so they're going to be blue. It says execute counter actions. Alright, so we're going to check the counter action chart of the solo box. Counter actions. Offensive posture. So 1, AEO moves onto map. They've already moved on. Then it says AEO within line of sight of the most units. Move and fire 1 towards cover. Okay, they are not in line of sight. So condition 3. Is the enemy unit more than point blank range and hexes away from an enemy unit? Yes, it is. Move towards a victory objective hex if controlled by the player. It is. So I, based on that, will move them towards way down here off the map that you can't see. So we're going to move that stack. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to stop here midway, because now as they come out, because it said they're moving towards the objective, the Abrams is going to fire. Yes, that's what's going to happen. So the Abrams is going to execute a opportunity fire. And so range is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have a range of 11, so that is point blank. They're going to add 1 firepower die because point blank. So they get 5. I'm going to roll 5 of these, and they hit on 5s. Let's see how we do. Well, it could be worse. It could be slightly worse. Only 1 hit. Alright, well then the tank has 4 defense dice. They save on 5s. So let's see if they shrug off the 1 hit. They do. They shrug off the 1 hit. Oh man, bummer. Alright, that's okay. I got some other stuff here ready to go for defensive fire. So we're going to put them, because they op fired, they can't op fire again. They had moved 4. This would be 5 hexes. And then the M901 is going to shoot. They have a range of 13. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they are point blank. They get to add 1. So they, let me see if point blank was they increased their odd to hit, or they added a die. I can't remember now. Let's see. Direct fire modifier. What was point blank? Tell me the way. Yeah, point blank. Oh, point blank is -1 to hit, not more dice. So I messed up that one there. I was trying to go off memory, but you should never do that. That's what your charts are for. So point blank is -1 to hit. So this ITV, folks, is going to have 4 dice, but they're hitting on 3s. Oh, geez, still only 1. Well, let's see if that T80 armor holds up. They need a 5. It doesn't this time. So one of those guys gets hit, and that's going to be a disruption. And they're going to stick together. That way they get their salvo bonus. So it's going to stop them moving. Alright. Now they get to make the ammo check roll. Oh, yeah, they do. Now their formation, the skill on that is a 7. So we got to roll a 7 or less. Okay, so they're not out of ammo. They're not low on missiles, so they're good. But I am going to put an ops complete, because they're not going to fire again, because they are done. And they're done. So I'm going to put ops complete on them. Then we've got, discard that. We have another unit here. Now they're pretty far away from people. So they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's out of their range completely. Well, no, because they have a range of 12. So this would be, there's no blue for long range, so we're just going to go right into disrupted. Well, it says disrupted AO closest to a VO if 0 dB move towards cover. Well, they're all activated. They're not moving. Okay, so then it's the AI closest to the lowest firepower, go good order unit, fire. Okay, they don't have line of sight. They can't see anybody to shoot at them. Then it says that the enemy closest to the lowest firepower, victory objective, move towards. Alright, so they're going to move. They got, I'm trying to see, 4. These are all 4 firepower, so there isn't necessarily one that is weakest, but the objective hex is this way, so this tank is going to move. So they're going to move along the road. So 1, 2, 3, uphill, 4, 5, down. We'll move along the hill. 6. So they'll go ops complete. But this Abrams is going to shoot straight across at them. So they have 4 firepower. It's point blank range. They hit, it's point blank, so it's -1 to hit. So they hit on 4s. So that's 4 dice. They hit on 4s. Gah, no hits. That's just the way I roll. All right. So they are also ops complete. Let's grab another one. So we're going to pop that out. Done. Bummer. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. So yeah, those are all done there. Okay. So we'll put this away. Yeah, I'm sure there's better ways to use it. This is good. I like this. The AI system is simple enough that it's like, here's some ideas. Give it a shot. If you don't like it, modify. That's one thing it says, is if you don't like exactly what it's telling you to do, modify it. You still got to make some choices, but this is just a nice way to kind of say, you know what, yeah, let's fire with that, or let's do this. I like it. It's a simplistic solo system. Really good. All right, we're going to go with this guy. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That would be blue. So a good order unit, less than the good order player units. Not quite sure what that means. Good order, but the AEO is the AI, less than the good order PUs. Does that mean if I have less good order units than they do? They're technically good order. They actually have, well, shoot, 3. They have more good order units, actually. So they're not going to pass because they have 3 good order units left, and I've only got 2 of the allied NATO good order units left. So now they're going to do closest to a target, move towards. They're going to move towards a target. Probably this stack of Abrams is closest. They're going to come up the hill and cut across. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, move uphill. 4. What's the movement cost for them moving into woods? I'm assuming it's 2 for them, but let me check the terrain chart. I need like a little thing that can easily hand me the tables that I need when I want them. Because it's like, where's the terrain? Woods. Yeah, it's 2 for ground vehicles. Oh, woods for troops is only 1. Nice. So where were we here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to do this way. I'm going to go between the woods. Alright, so they're going to get themselves ops complete. A lot of Soviet skis to move there. And then, last dude, what's he going to do? Fire, assault. Well, what's his range? He's got nothing. He's probably long range. He's down here. Execute counter actions. Alright, my man. What can you do? Offensive counter actions. Where did I put your card? Let's put it here. So he's not within line of sight. He is more than point blank away. Move towards victory hex. Yes, then that's what we'll do. He's going to move towards a victory hex, which is this one. So he's going to kind of follow up the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going to go there and await orders from Soviet Union. So we'll just pop out another ops complete. Boom. They're done. And that's done. And the last 2 cards are these. I mean, there's only a couple formations, so it's not like there's a whole lot here to do. So we're going to go through the sequence of play real fast here now that we've got that. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I totally did forget to put down the headquarters unit and move it with somebody for purposes of seeing who is in command and out of command, because I was kind of like going off the solo system thing there, so I kind of botched that up. So what I'm going to do is cheat and say these guys had them. Yeah, I figured the AI, but still you would want to know who's in command, who then has to make like the morale skill check to see if they can actually activate that particular segment. So that's still important even for the AI person. And yes, I did completely forget that. Alright, so let's find the sequence of play real quick. Remember, this will get better as I get used to playing. This is how I learn, right? If I don't just get in, here it is. This is the best way for me to learn. I just gotta play it. Alright, so we did end operations. So if it's the second end operations card, the operations phase ends. Proceed to the marker removal phase. Otherwise, discard this card and draw the next. Well, we're going to go to the phase 2 down here. I was looking to see marker removal phase. Once the operation phase is concluded, game markers are removed and adjusted as necessary in this specific sequence. So remove ops complete and out of command. So ops complete is gone. Take those off. Plus, when you activate a unit, you refresh them so they get to go. You take their markers off too. Adjust and remove smoke. Nope. No EW. Check for fire. Nope. Move suppressed headquarters. Nope. Transfer infantry. Not armor. Support weapons. Nope. Return cards to the deck and or hold in-turn ops cards. All the units had a chance to do something, so nothing holds over. Remove squall. Nope. Remove chemical strike. Nope. Then phase 3 scenario victory conditions. That's it. Boom. That was a turn. Here's the deck. Yes, that had initiative and 1 turn. I have no idea how long that took. Should I do 1 more turn? Let's do 1 more turn. Let's do it. Let's do it. This will probably be a long initial turn, but hopefully this will give you a chance to tell me what I'm doing wrong and see for yourself what you think. Oh, my Sudoku game on my phone is telling me there's a new map board ready for me to try. Okay, so cards have been shuffled. Formations are ready to go. We're going to swing. Oh, you know what? Here is an ops complete here. Like there. Yeah, they got shot at. You got to remember, too, if they get shot at, I got to check for like suppression or damage of the headquarters. But nothing happened to them. All right. Everybody is fresh, ready to go. All right. We got to draw a card. Draw a card. That's it. Let's draw. Let's see who goes. Card number 1. Soviet Union. I'm going to move this south a little bit. We're going to move and follow the action just a little bit here because we are... There we go. That should do it. Let's follow the action here as we move southwest. Yep, you can see everybody. All right. So first we're going to see who's out of order or out of command range. And they got a range of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So everybody's in command. They are in command range. So they're on their little radios saying, here's what we're going to do. All right. We do have to check, if we do the formation impulse, we refresh, we can check the command status, we check for missile reload, disruption removal, check to remove disruption markers. Now, without going back and reading the book, if I remember right, because I should always read the book and follow up on that, you're going to roll your dice, and if it's under their little number here, you get to remove it, the disruption. Otherwise, they stay disrupted. And I only got 1 unit with a disrupted, 2 with disrupted. So we're going to try this guy first. Now, you could draw the solo cards. When you draw the solo cards, they have dice. So you can either roll dice or use the cards. So let's try the cards. 7. Well, that's higher than, because see, you could use these for the attacks too. So you'd be cycling through these cards rather quickly if you draw red for the offense, blue. I was rolling dice, so for this though, we'll just add that together. 7. That's higher than the 6, so I use that card. So that one there stays disrupted. This other one that's disrupted. Again, we got to get 6 or less. 2. Can't do much better than that. So they are no longer disrupted. So they are ready to go. Excellent. There was something I was trying to remember just now. Yeah, probably there's a rule there in disruption that I got wrong. But oh, I know what I wanted to check real quick is how often should I reshuffle? Let me pause that real quick. I want to see how often I should reshuffle my solo cards. Alright, so yeah, I did totally forget this. On some of these cards, on the bottom here, after I play it, there's going to be this little symbol, and 7 plus. I would check the dice, and if the dice result is that or higher, then I'm going to reshuffle the deck. But then if I run out of cards, I can reshuffle the deck. So there's a chance I could reshuffle early. So just a quick, easy thing. And then this is the priority I was talking about. This just tells you your range. So range between your AE, your AI unit, and to a player unit, and in line of sight, uses highest. Well, I guess if you're not in line of sight, you don't do priority. I thought priority would trigger even if you're out of line of sight, but that's something I forgot. So you probably have to be and in line of sight using highest range on the AEO unit. So if you're out of sight, go to secondary. Line of sight is going to tell you what to do because you are able to see, because most of these primaries all have attack. So Eddie, remember, if it's out of line of sight, just go straight to secondary actions on the card. Got it. Well, that just means okay. Alright, so that's what we got. Okay. I'm old school. Sorry, I know that offends some people, but I completely forgot because I'm an old man and that's what I did when I was a kid. So, okay. Well, there we go. Then we're going to activate all of them. We checked for disruption. One of them recovered their disruption, and now we're going to pick this unit that has the one healthy tank to see what it does. And yes, it is in line of sight, so I can use the top priority actions legitimately. We're going to check range. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is point blank. That means it's red. So it's going to do a LRM fire. So what is LRM? Well, gotta remember all these little things. My memory's not that good. What is LRM? If disrupted, LRM. You would think that that would make sense off the top of my head, but it does not make sense off the top of my head. Alright, I'll be right back and I'll tell you what it is. Thank goodness I found the glossary. Low risk move, execute a movement action and move immediately out of or stay out of any player unit line of sight. If not possible to move out of line of sight in the first hex of movement, the movement action may not be executed. Alright, well, for some reason it's saying, well, that would make sense. They just got shot at, and so he wants to move out of range. However, it says if you can't move out of line of sight in that one hex, ignore that, and then they're going to fire. So they evaluate the idea of backing away, but they can't. Oh, this just gives a narrative. Okay, so unnecessary pause in the action. That's cool. Nice. This is creating a little narrative for them. You know what? I think I might play one day a whole game where I just run the solo bot on both sides. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Alright, anyway. So low risk move. They can't get anywhere that will block line of sight, so they're going to do the next thing, which is fire. So they're going to fire up at the Abrams. Now I do remember seeing a thing where if you fire uphill, they're firing uphill at those Abrams, so they get a penalty. And it was on the terrain effect chart, so I'm trying to see if it's there. I'm seeing it's on the summary chart first before I go look to find it. Yeah. Okay, so I remember seeing it on the chart, and I gotta find that chart. I'm telling you, I need an assistant that can hand me the appropriate chart when I say terrain effect chart, and I go, yes sir, right here sir. Alright, hill. Plus the defense bonus for vehicles is plus 1 die 6 if attacked from downhill. So they're going to roll 5 die 6 because they're being shot out for downhill. Or this group will. Alright then, the disrupted unit can't fire. The disrupted unit can move, however, but we're not moving, we're executing a fire. And let me check if the salvo has to be, if they both have to, I think they both have to be good order. So I don't, honestly, I think earlier when I did that salvo for that Soviet tank, I don't think that should have been valid because the unit it was stacked with was not a good order. So I'll show you what I mean here. There is actually in here a rule for salvo. I just want to find it. I knew it's in here somewhere near the beginning. I tell you what, there's a lot of little things, and sometimes I forget the subtle little things like salvo. But I remember there's a salvo rule. That doesn't mean I remember the salvo rule. Oh, salvo. I'm sorry, volley fire. I was calling it salvo fire, but volley fire. So only receive +1 to a heavy armored vehicle unit firepower dice in a stack with another. Both units. Okay, so both units are marked ops complete. After the volley fire. This is not applicable to. All right, it doesn't say that it has to be, but that they have to be both in good order. It just means that when it's done, they both get marked ops complete, because I guess you only fire with one. Okay, so important thing to remember there. So in that stack, because you fire one unit at a time, one unit's going to fire, get +1. So that's pretty good. That means you're going to fire an extra die, but then both units get marked ops complete. All right, see, this is why I play these games, because it gives me a chance to say out loud what I'm thinking, and that helps me put those little mental puzzles together and sort out the rules. So with volley fire, they will both be marked ops complete, so that stack will be done. But since this guy doesn't say that both tanks have to be in good order, so he's going to volley fire, he's going to roll 4 dice, he hits on 4. That's good compared to the Abrams. Oh, that's disappointing, Abrams. Alright, but that's only 1 hit. Now though, with that 1 hit, I'm going to roll 5 defense dice, because they're firing uphill at me, and the defense is on 5 pluses. Alright, so 1 hit, blocked it. Boom. So good shot there, Victor. Alright, we'll go this guy. Now he is also in line, so to get rid of this order card. Oh, look, it had a shuffle, so let me check real quick on a shuffle. Now what I could do is draw the next card, and if it's a 6+, we shuffle the deck. Yep, we're going to shuffle the deck real fast here. I'm going to pause this, shuffle the solo deck. I'll be right back. Alright, we got a freshly shuffled deck of cards here for the AI. We're going to go to this stack next. They are in line of sight of some dudes. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away. They are exactly at point blank. So first of all, it says, are they going to do a low risk move? Can they break line of sight by moving 1 away? No, they cannot. So now they will execute a fire order. Alright, and they have their choice of targets. They're going to go for the ITV, because that is a lowly armored vehicle unit, which makes saves on 6s. So, they were at 6, so it's point blank. It was point blank. Did they add a die? Oh my gosh, where's my little, all the modifiers? Yeah, I think point blank is 1 easier to hit. Point blank, yep, -1 to hit. Alright, so they hit on 4, so that means they're going to hit on 3. So they roll 3 dice, and they hit on 3s. Oh, but they're going to volley fire, so they add 1 die. Hitting on 3s. Ooh, that's bad. I think that group is toast. And then I'll have to go and read what happens to the headquarters units, because I think that unit is just about to bite the dust, because they've got 3 hits. So it also says you mark ops complete that stack. See, we're learning. Alright, now they are soft, but, well, they're not a soft target, but they only get 1 die roll, and they're going to save it on a 5 or a 6. Because they were in the open. Nope. So 3 hits, disrupted, then a reduce, and then gone, right? And I believe that will remove the headquarter unit, but we're going to double check that real fast. Alright, well, bad news bears for that. That's actually going to be very bad for the Americans. So I put that headquarters unit in a very bad spot. So they actually get reduced, since that was happened there. It says they automatically get reduced. And then bingo, they get put in the suppressed. They get transferred to the suppressed box immediately. So what that means is now I'm going to have to do an out of command check for all of these folks just to see what happens. And because we destroyed this, I'm going to to give them a rec marker. So we're going to pop that out. Man, that's tough. Okay, well, you know, sorry. Now, I just drew this and it says shuffle. Now, this is the first card I'm not shuffling the deck again. I'm not going to shuffle. I haven't been through the deck enough to really warrant a shuffle. All right, so they got marked ops complete. They got destroyed. Let's check their headquarter unit. All right, they are also in point blank range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of that Abrams. So it says assault if firepower is greater than target. Now that makes sense. If they were adjacent, then they would go ahead and do an assault. They're not adjacent, so I'm going to take the second action, which is to fire, because that would make more sense. I'm going to take a look here, and they're going to try that salvo fire. That seemed to work. So they start with 3 dice. They're going to get a 4, and they're both on hills, so they're not shooting across. Now, because they're both on hills, there's no blind shadow hex here in this situation because they're both elevated up. So there's no defensive bonus for the Abrams. I did forget that my Abrams are on improved positions, so that would have given him an extra layer of protection. He didn't need it, but I'm going to try to remember that here. He is in an improved position, so that will improve his defense. Well, let's see what happens to the tanks. They fire, and that all misses. So not needed. Okay, cool. Then we move here to the next. They're going to leave that HQ right there. They're going to check this stack, which is directly in line of sight to that Abrams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's point blank as well. So it's going to fire. They can fire. They don't need to move, but they can do a fire. So they're also on a hill, so they're going to see straight across. And salvo, so 4 dice hitting on 4s. Wow, now that was a good hit. Can you see all that? Yeah, that was good. Let me check and see what the defensive position does, because again, I want to make sure I get that right when I figure out their defense. Alright, it says it gets to ignore the first hit. Alright, cool. So we'll just say 1 hit, so it only has to roll for 3. Then an Abrams, now we know there's 3 hits, so the Abrams has 4 defensive dice otherwise, and they save on 5s. So this might actually have worked out very well for the Soviet player there. Oof. Ooh, that was lucky at the last second. So actually, Abrams' armor held up. The salvo is tricky, but helpful. I don't know if it'd be better to just fire them all separately or leave them stacked like that to get the salvo, or is it better to have a bunch of little attacks? It felt like having an extra dice to roll seemed to, feel like it increases the odds of doing something, but I don't know if it's actually helping them at all. Alright, so then we've got number 1. Okay, now remember, since I'm maybe doing this correctly now, since that unit is out of line of sight, then we're going to come down here. Now when you do this down here, it's any unit that fits the criteria, so it's not just him. But since everybody else is pretty much activated, he's the only one left. So, because it says disrupted AEO closest to a victory objective, if in 0 DB, 0 defensive bonus, move towards cover. Alright, so that would be the first unit. He doesn't qualify for that. He's not a disrupted unit. Okay, so if he's disrupted, he's not disrupted. Okay, so the AI closest to a target, move towards. Okay, so he's going to move towards a target. Alright, now it doesn't say how to move it. That's fine, because what I'm going to do is just move him right up here to the woods. Boom, boom. Now, he is subject now to possible opportunity fire. And he's going to fire straight across. So the Abrams, it's their chance to do something. Since those guys didn't move, but you do opportunity fire against moving targets. They moved, and they say, oh, here we go. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is point blank. So they get to have +1 to hit. So they're going to, or -1 to hit. So they're going to hit on 4s, and they have 4 dice. So we're going to roll 4 dice, hitting on 4s. All right, that's 3 hits. Good. Now, they have 4 armor, and they save on 5s, and there's no other defensive stuff I can think of. Okay, so there was 3 hits, 2 saves, so they become disrupted. Disrupted. And you get an ops complete. All right. Not too shabby. And then we'll put your order. Yeah, like I said, I could be drawing the cards to get the dice rolls, but I forget that I can do that. And besides, there's nothing that really just... Oh, that was another thing with the solo card too, and I'm trying it out this way. It does say, though, if you want, when you draw one card, that one card gives you the order sequence for everything for the whole formation. So you only draw 1 per formation. If you want, you can draw per unit or stack of units, and that's what I was doing. Might be quicker if you just use 1 card to play everything, but it's either way. What I might do, if I remember, because I'm going to come back to this game later, we might try it where it's 1 card that I use for the entire formation and run it through the checklist. So you have a couple options with the solo system. I was just trying it 1 per unit because that in my head made sense. You know, each unit's going to do its own thing. But anyhow, so they're done. All of the Soviet units have done something. So we're going to draw the next formation card. So we'll put the Soviet Union away. And we drew an end ops. So I'm going to keep this end ops right there. At the second one, we'll trigger the end of turn cycling thing. Oh, lucky us. Then we drew Charlie, 1/11. Alright, so it's going to go through a cleanup, marker removal. Yeah, there's no disrupted for them, so they're ready to do stuff. What are they going to do? They're going to shoot. Now, that's fine. Let's shoot. Let's get it out of the way, because there's a chance that they can go back to back, which would clear it off, and then they get to go again. So we're going to fire across here again to try and take out that Soviet tank unit. So it is point blank, so it's 1 to hit. So they're going to hit on 4s. I got 4 dice. That's 2 hits. Alright, and then the Soviet defender gets 4 defense dice, and they save on 5s. So let's see how many they save. Well, they save it all. Alright, so it just shots bounce. Shots bounce. Gave them a scare. Alright, then the Abrams unit here is going to shoot at this unit because they're out in the open. They're going to shoot the unit that is disrupted, because there's a disrupted unit in there. They're going to shoot at the disrupted unit. So again, it is within point blank. 4 dice hitting on 4s. 4 hits. Okay. Soviet player gets 4 dice, and they save on 5. So I got to get all 5s. And they only get 1 5. So that's 3 hits. So they go from, they're already disrupted, so now they go to reduced, and then they're eliminated. Oh no, eliminated. I'm going to give that. Put them in the casualties box, and then we're going to put a wreck. And then because that unit is in here with a wreck, I'll have to look and see later if that gives any kind of bonuses or anything. So wreck. So yay, we've taken out... first set of tanks. Rough. But now they get that. Now I've got this infantry unit down here with a missile. The missile has a range of 13. They're on a hill, so they see over that wood. As long as this will create a shadow if there was something on the ground here, but they're not. They're up. I might be able to see that group there, because that's on a hill as well. So they're looking over the woods. Yes, they do. So they're going to fire missiles. That's my missile sound. Alright, so they're missiles. Now that's not point blank range at all, so they don't get a plus to hit. So they're just hitting on straight 4s. So TOW missile, I keep killing my own stuff here. TOW missile scores 3 potential hits. I keep knocking my little stacks over. And again, they are T80s, so they are 4 dice and they defend on 5 pluses. Oh, they defended, what did I say, 3 hits, 3 saves, so their armor holds. We're not, casualties are going pretty low both ways here. I forgot to advance the turn tracker. That's turn 2 out of 10 that we're on right now. Now, technically, I do have here this APC. They're not going to do anything. If it feels like I have to load these guys in a hurry, so that's what we'll do. We'll just move them up here. That way, if I have to load and skedaddle, I can. But right now, the vanguard of the forces, oh, you know what? I activated it. So this is something I forgot. I got to learn this too. So thank you all for catching it and telling me earlier in the video, but I can't read the comments till then, was I had to check to see if these were out of command, if they were able to act. Well, actually, because my dude got into the deployment box, he does get to come in deployed, or he gets to deploy now. So he left earlier. So had the drawing of formations went differently earlier in the game, they probably couldn't have done anything. So if I stack him here with the tank, he's now better protected and everybody's in range and they are in command. So I did forget about that. I gotta keep that in mind. Alright, so with that in mind, they're all done. Everybody's done. And that would conclude turn 2. We'd go through and check EW, smoke, but we don't have any of that on the board. Okay, not bad. I could probably, well, actually, no, we're not done. That was just that one activation. I got another card to draw. Hold on. We're almost done. I got used to seeing everybody done. That means I get to draw another card. And the second card is End Ops. All right, now we're going to start wrapping up. Let's go through that sequence and get ready for turn 3. Where's my sequence of play? Because I don't want to mess anything. Sequence of play. Come here, you. What do we got? Alright, now that we've got the second, it's remove ops complete and out of command markers. Okay. Oh, because that was stacked there for purposes of whatever, so we'll move that there. That there. That there. 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 And there. Okay, just smoke, EW, check for fire, move suppressed HQs to their respective HQ. That one wasn't suppressed. That was eliminated and kind of moved off. So if he was suppressed, then he would have waited till just now to move off the board, but he was destroyed essentially. Then I can transfer infantry support weapons, return cards to the deck and or hold intern ops cards, remove the squall marker. Alright, so this is the part here where not 1000% correct. It says return, but see, look, because my I have one in the deck that didn't go, so I get to keep out one in ops, and then I take, I think it said you take the marker, but I'm going to take the card here. What is it? I'm trying to remember. See, this is the part where it kind of confused me, because it's like you take your marker and you put it on the end ops. Then when you draw the unit from the deck, then it's like you get to deploy this again to the board. That way you know it gets to go again. And that was the only thing that I thought was kind of weird, because if I had played both of these before the second end ops come up, he could just stay on the board. But since I got my second end before I got to play him the second time, for me, just because my memory works that way, I'm going to put him over here to the side. That way, after I shuffle these cards, well, face down, right? Then the first time I draw the alpha 11th, oh, I get to put him in there. So the first time I draw the alpha 11th, I get to stick this back on the board, and then we'll know that he had a chance to actually do something. Because that's how it is. It's like if you lose your unit, you know, one of your formations doesn't get to activate because you do your second end turn. By keeping out the headquarters as a reminder that, so basically what it would do is this. Let's say I drew, if I was drawing, let's say I didn't draw him, but it basically prevents you from missing out again, right? Because there would be a chance that I could draw both end ops, or the Russian player, you know, Soviet player goes, and then I end ops. They wanted to eliminate the possibility that you could go 1 or 2 turns and never activate all of your formations fairly. So by pulling out the headquarters chit, and then you get to draw, you don't put this other end operations back in the deck until this unit has had a chance to go. And if I remember right too, that if you did lose both activations, you would keep this out of, well, you need this on the board because when you activate, I guess the first time you activate and he goes back on the board, then you can put your end ops in there. That way everybody can activate. So that's kind of my goal, and I hope that's about right. I've read it. I've tried to play it with Nations at War, but for whatever reason, that particular mechanic just doesn't quite gel with my brain. So my understanding is that I put my headquarters on the end ops thing. Then once that unit is drawn and can activate, I'll put him back on the board. I gotta remember he's reduced. That way I know I can put the end ops back in, and it guarantees that they get to go again before another end turn segment. I hope that's correct. So that's what we're going to do. And that goes back there. And we're set for turn 3. I'm going to advance my marker. Alright, hey, thanks for tuning in. I'm liking this. I do. I like this one. So if you were to ask me, do I like the tactical or do I like this system better? I actually am liking their platoon level system better. I know I played Desert Heat Nations at War, and that one didn't quite gel. Maybe I'm gelling with this one because it's modern and it's Abrams, you know, and T-80s. I don't know. It kind of makes me want to bust out, you know, maybe because I got the solo cards to help. I don't know what it is, but this one is gelling with me a little bit better this time around. So yeah, we're going to play more of this. So hopefully get a few more turns under my belt. We'll get the gameplay smoothed out. We'll advance a scenario or two, maybe throw in some helicopters or something like that. But yeah, so far this is really good. I'm liking this one. So thanks so much for tuning in. Hopefully I'll have this edited and stuck together up on the internet for you soon. And we'll play hopefully real soon.